Hello and welcome to this lecture on rules to define a variable. In the previous lecture, you learned how to define a variable. Let us further enhance our knowledge by getting to know the different rules you need to remember while defining a variable. There are majorly 4 rules you need to remember, and we will be discussing each of them in detail. Rule number 1. Your variable name should either start with an alphabet or an underscore followed by any number of alphabets, numbers, or underscores. So from the previous example, total marks equals 95. This is a valid declaration as my variable name starts with an alphabet. Now another variable name which I can have is underscore total marks 123 equals 200. Now this variable name starts with an underscore and has a combination of alphabets and numbers, which is perfectly fine and it should not throw me an error. But if I go against rule number 1 and start my variable declaration with a digit, this should result in an error as it goes against rule number 1. Rule number 2 says variable names are case sensitive. Now what does that mean? I could have a variable name total marks equals 95. I could also have another variable name of the same name total marks differing by case. In this case, I have given total marks starting with an uppercase T, and this is a valid declaration and it is an entirely different variable from the previous one. Let's verify that by printing both our variables. If I print total marks with the smaller case t, it returns 95, and if I print total marks with the uppercase T, it returns 100. Rule number 3 says reserved names cannot be variable names. Now what are reserved names? Reserved names are certain keywords and the names of inbuilt functions specific to a programming language that cannot be used. So one reserved name which we have been constantly looking at is the print reserved word. Print is an inbuilt function in Python that has a specific purpose to print whatever you mention in it. Another example for a keyword is the for keyword, which we will be looking in the upcoming section, which is a looping statement. Now if I try to use for as my variable name, this should throw me an error as it goes against the rule. There. The final rule is the only special character allowed in a variable name is the underscore character. Now what are special characters? Special characters are characters apart from alphabets and numbers. Some of the examples are the $sign, the pound sign, the underscore, etc. For example, if I have my variable name total marks with a $sign at the end, this should not let me create this variable. There it results in an invalid syntax as the $sign is a special character and I cannot go any further. So that's the end of this lecture. Make sure that you remember all these rules while defining a variable. In the next lecture, we will briefly discuss about the different data types available in Python, and I'll see you there. Thank you.